not for everyone.
Plague, demonic takeover thing, sort of like a 2D Doom.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
really like it.
Sure, why not?
Is that something you guys want to do?
Uh, what exactly? Like,
Because
I'd
in the
like to.
last jam we were in, we are making can't remember if we gave it a name or not, but we was making sort of a 2D game where you had an enlightened priest that was there to cleanse the earth of the plague demons.
Yeah, I think you were happy with the project, if I'm not mistaken.
Because
I
if
like
we're
this
all
idea
happy
too.
with that, we could do that as a serious project that is long term.
Yeah,
So this wouldn't
Yeah.
be a game jam. This would be something we would make for the purpose of and maybe even selling in the future
yep.
as a release product.
As I said just before you arrived, uh, I like this project. I'm okay with this one or another. Actually, I will be okay if nobody wants to keep going on this, but I'm also okay to keep going on this. My only goal on my side is to go a bit deeper in what we're doing. So basically, not doing game jam and one each after the other, and basically just make a full process, go into the full process of making a game, so we can go a bit more in the funny part, I'd say, like the part where you're not just programming the movement of the character or the enemies or the AI, like just doing something a bit more interesting. And I think the project will be cool for that, because when we have the base, like we already have a good base, but we can keep going on this. And I think, yeah, we can do something really cool. I just want to make something more than just a 2D game, 2D basic game, as we could do in a game jam. Like that's what I want.
Yeah, and I approve of that. The only reason I got us in the game jam was because there was sort of like a slow patch where not much was happening, and I just wanted to get more energy flowing.
Yeah,
And I feel like now there's a bit more motivation, even though it's sort of gathered in a very weird way.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, I am happy to I say because it is a base and storyline there, and a sort of story like that or a game of that category isn't particularly too difficult to sell if we made it into a proper full release product.
And we can also easily improve it, make some like not DLC but like make update, etc. Like we can easily, yeah, just make it better when people tell us like what's not working and what should be upgraded or removed or whatever. We can, wait.
Yes, of course, and I think focusing on like that one thing for like what is it because you guys are talking about 8 months, but I am happy to dedicate 2 years to a game like this if we took it really seriously and would be able to make something really good. Because I know you guys only want to plan ahead for 8 months.
I can't
Yeah,
really say. I can't really say a certain date, a certain amount of time to that I'm ready to spend on this game. So 8 months, 2 years, no matter. I'd like
mm,
to pick any time. So I think you, Kitty, are be like our project manager. So I think you should, I don't know, your it's your responsibility I don't know how to
Then
say it.
yes,
like-
we'll do it. We'll work on it for 2 years then.
Okay, 2 years. 2 years, okay. It's fine.
Yeah, what is it? I say like we work together and we all own what we're making. Like there is no like I'm the I'm like in charge of you per se. You all have freedom and you have no responsibility to me per se. It is just we're working together and trying to do something nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that, I'd say, yeah, we don't need to say like someone is leading or whatever. I think we can just say like everyone has a referencing part and is like the referent when something is needed. For instance, we can tell that, I don't know. We can tell that Michael is a reference in sound or in sound effect, I don't know. So if, for example, I need to modify, or if I say, oh, something's not working, like you'll take the responsibility to say at the end, yes, we can do that or not, but you can still talk with us and see with the other what do you think, because I think it's the best way to do, because you have like the technicity to do that. And for example, I could be the technical programming responsible for the beginning, and Kitty could be the project responsible to start. But like the goal is not to say on this part you tell order and we follow or whatever. It's just to say like we can have someone that technically has the last word, but it's still supposed to be like a collective thinking, you know?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna to overweight any decisions that you guys feel is best, especially since you, Simon, are gonna be the sort of main person per se when it comes to the gameplay. So I'd imagine like 70% of decision making on that would go to you, and I'd only have 30% say in sort of that way.
Well, technically, for the game design, I don't think I should also have the whole responsibility, because it's a bit more like what we want to do of the game. So, like for my side, I'm okay to accept the responsibility of the technical side, which means like not what we do, but how we are doing it. Basically, if I can set some rules just for the on the programming side to make the stuff work well. For instance, how do we sort the files, the naming convention, the programming. But like the goal is just to make stuff going better. But for the game design, in my opinion, it's more like what we want to do. So I think this one should be more like collective thinking than just someone's decision.
Uh, don't you
Yeah.
think? Don't you think that Miles Anderson may think about game design things? Like he
As I say, Miles Anderson is still a student and is learning quite a lot. I imagine Miles Anderson and Caffound would be considered minor members inside this game development, or unless they improve quite a decent amount in the time it takes to create the game.
uh, okay.
Mhm.
Uh well, I guess Kitty is will be about art and project management. Simonis is about programming. I'm going to be audio. I'm going to do audio things. So
Mhm.
the problem that we need to collect all these departments into game design things. We need
Mhm.
to maybe we really maybe we should think together. how we imagine our final project, final game.
Yep,
Because
I agree. Because I can do some game design as I started to do during the game jam, but I don't want to take like the whole responsibility for this, especially because that's really what we want to do in the final. So I really want that everyone is happy with the stuff we are doing. So yeah, I think we may need like or a game designer, or we go for the idea that we all sit together for the game design ideas. And yeah, that may take a bit more time if people are not okay. But I think it's maybe the best way to make everyone happy of what we're doing. And so that means people investing times or even like patience on it, because if you're not happy with what you're doing, you can't work well.
uh,
Oh, yeah, that sounds good to me. I believe also as well the main bulk of any writing or story work will be made by me as well. But of course, with additions, if some of the dev team want things changed and such.
okay.
For that, I can like give my idea, but I will let you do that because, as you may hear, my English is far to be perfect. So it will be way better if it's a native English
That is
that
not
does it.
that is not a bad thing since you're Russian, if I believe I'm correct, Mikhail.
Huh?
Mikhail,
Come
are
again?
you Russian?
Am I what? Sorry.
Russian.
Russian from
Russia?
Russia. I think he's not. Is
Do you
that
mind me asking, uh, what is what is the language it is you speak, Mikhail?
Russian. Russian language.
Oh, so
okay? Yeah.
okay.
But
So
you're
that
from Russia, or if it's not
Uh,
like if you
I don't know. You can type it like wishing.
no like where are you living? Like which country? If it's okay for you to tell it. Yeah, we are just wondering.
Sorry, I lost the line at all. Like, what 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 are you
No, sorry.
asking about?
We were just talking about like
Ah, yeah,
the
my
fact that
nationality.
I'm not good at English,
My
and so we were.
nationality, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
Russian, and my fluent native language is Russian.
yeah, okay. But like you can totally do some stuff in English if you feel confident. I was just saying that myself, I will not trust myself to make perfect documentation, like translations.
Okay,
the
I got you.
reason why I ask is because we have a member that speaks Spanish, you Simon who speaks French, and
Yep.
Mikhail who speaks Russian. Those are all quite major languages globally. And
Mhm.
that would mean once the story is written, we could have localization for Spanish, French, and Russian if you guys are willing to do it.
Yeah, why
Okay,
not?
no
But
problem.
yeah, definitely. I think it's not like the first part to do, but yeah, sure, it can be something
I like it.
fun
I
to
like
do.
it.
Because it would be
So,
really nice if we could have a larger audience to aim towards if we had, because you would know how to communicate it properly in whatever language it is.
mhm. Sure,
Okay.
sure, sure.
So for now, I think our main task, our main problem to solve is to figure out how our game should look like, and
Mhm.
I don't know how we should uh, do this. Maybe we should uh, meet up another time and before this next meeting, we should think about our final game, its form, its I don't know, game design things, mechanics, and
Mhm.
and the next time we meet up, we mix our ideas and create something together.
I
Because
ever
Hmm?
you continue.
The last point, because now I just have no time and have no strength to think how it will look. I don't
Yeah,
really
sure.
understand. So I need some time, or I don't know, maybe we should uh, uh, create a Google sheet or something, Google presentation, and uh, sum up our ideas there during the
Hmm.
next meeting. I don't know, because now
Sure.
I can't really say nothing. I can say nothing about it.
Yeah, that should be something that both me and Simon do, since I obviously won't be able to write everything, since I'm not going to be doing the core meat and potatoes of the game design and gameplay of the character, as I'm mainly going to be doing the art. So I would
Hmm.
need you, Simon, to help me with making that game design document.
Sure. Well, what I think we should do, maybe we can make it quick because I think Mikael wanna leave us to maybe go to bed. I don't know. Oh,
Yeah,
anyway,
that is fine.
uh,
I'll keep talking with you, Simon, when he's gone.
just the first idea I think is to make like a schedule to say, for example, the first month from today, we basically do the game design of what we want from all people. So we make a Google Doc. We can start to put ID. So first, I will start to place in the document all we have for now, the IDs we got, and maybe we can add everything's ID to mix up and to see what direction we can take. And so at the end of the first month, technically it will be the end of the main game designing phase. So basically we start to the production phase, which means everyone is starting to make what's needed for what we thought in the game. Because we don't have we don't have timeline. We don't have no, sorry, we don't have time limit, so we can just take some time to start thinking of the project to make it clear what we exactly want, if everyone's understanding that. And so at the end, we can say, okay, now everyone that participating is okay and know exactly what's going on. So basically, we can start really working on it.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh, Very good. Yeah, then all then in that case, you, Simon, will make us. I think you, Simon, should make a separate documentation for game design and the
Sure.
gameplay, and then my documentation, since it's only relevant to people working with the art or the story, I'll make that separate,
Mhm.
so that
Uh,
way they're not reading
we
maybe
can
twice as
make
big book.
a folder, a drive folder shared to everyone, and we just put like GD document, schedule, art documents. And because I also want to add in this game programming document, which will say like, as I said before, how are we coding? What are the convention? What are we doing with the folders? Uh, like you can guess the other stuff. So we can just make a folder with all the documentation, and yeah, and start working on on the game design document first, and maybe the schedule at the same time.
Very, very good. Um, I say it's I do appreciate working with you guys, and I do appreciate the patience you've had to deal with my dramas in real life. since no, that is not something that you should have to deal with, and I just wanted to say thank you for having that patience with me.
It's okay. The goal of not making game jams and doing something in long term is also for that. Which means, like, for example, if for 2 weeks I'm very busy because at my work for any reasons I need something, it's okay. We'll just like lose 2 weeks on the programming side, but basically we don't care. It's okay. And it's that for everyone. In a game jam, if you lose your artist or your programmer for 2 weeks, it's done. You just can't do anything.
Well, luckily, whenever you are busy, Simon, I do know enough basics of programming that I can, for some short
Sure.
times, fill in.
And I could do some pixel art as well if needed.
My hope is Miles Anderson will become more important regarding art, since I know they've worked very slowly when they have been around, and I want to improve the speed at which they am able to create assets, and if they're able to become a major productive member of the team, then that would also increase the art capability, and I would have more time to dedicate to other tasks.
I think we should ask Miles what he's thinking about it.
I have asked Miles personally. He is happy to be here, and he does want to, I say, like, contribute like art wise.
Well, we can just like ask to everyone how they feel about the time. Like, not a big deal question, but just to say, okay, do you think you will invest some time in it or just to do some little stuff? And so we can give people stuff with the priority related to how they think they can work on the project, you know? Because the goal is not to force people to do something. So I don't know if Mile, for example, has no many time, we can just say, okay, it's fine. Maybe you can just make some UI, for example, because UI is not necessary in the first side. So you can just start working on it when you have time. And for now, it's okay, for example.
Yeah, of course, if they stay only a minor member or do not produce much, though, just to be fair, people such as yourself, Simon, and Mikhail will have a larger share of the proceeds if we do take it to sale.
Yeah, honestly, I don't care about the money for now. Like, we're too far
I mean,
from
it's
it,
it's
so
it's something that we'll discuss at the end anyway.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure, but like, I prefer to talk about it at the end than for now. I would be happy if we managed to end something that I'm proud of, like a real project. So technically, even if we had no sales, I would be happy anyway. For
That is
real.
nice. Anyway, we'll say, since the future is unknown.
Sure.
But I do think if we put so much time in the game, we would have a really nice product by the end of it.
Sure.
Anyway,
Okay.
Okay, cool.
is this the end of the meeting? Does anyone else have anything else to say?
I didn't really get it. Like, our next step. So, of course, our main task right now is to figure out how, like, the main game mechanics, game design things. I don't know, art style and so on and so on. Like, basic things of our project. Maybe a plot and so on. So I didn't get what time, like, will we spend on this, I don't know, preparing things a month, like the whole
Yes.
August. So the
For
whole
me, a
August.
month is a good timeline.
Okay, the whole August we will spend the whole August on what? Will we make something up
We
like
will make.
separately? Like I will create some ideas only in audio field or like the whole project.
For me,
In
the whole.
audio field you would be focused on, but you're more than welcome to contribute on the planning and ideation for the whole project.
Mm-hmm. So everyone thinks about the whole project, right?
Yep.
Yes, I mean, I will.
Maybe, may,
Mm-hmm.
I will personally be creating some assets as an example for the project and create some
Mhm.
examples of different art styles. So some assets will get created in this plan phase, as I'm sure Simon will make some code examples or some variations of the basic gameplay and making some ideas. So some
Sure.
stuff will be created, but it's not guaranteed it's being used, as I'm just using it for ideation and to see what it is that we're going for.
Yep. For me, the really first major part is really to make sure that anyone has the idea of what we want to do. Basically, like at the end of the month, every people invest in the project should be able to give a presentation of the project. You know, like it is a 2D game, blah 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 blah. Which also means everyone participating into it. So I'd say the whole process when you ask, like not only you will give idea for the audio, but for the whole project. And so like maybe at the last week of August, we can just start to write in the document like okay we agree on all these points, which means on the programming side we need to do that, on the art side we need to do that. And so here it will be like anyone to give what is important to do on their side, so basically me on programming, you on audio, etc. But before we need to be sure that anyone is understanding what we're doing.
Okay. I've got an idea. What do you think, guys, about making, as before, a Google, I don't know how it's called, not sheet, not presentation, Google,
Google Doc, simply. No?
Google Desk, maybe Google Desk, and
What is it?
during this month, the August,
Mhm.
we will put in this Google Desk some of our ideas, and and this will help us to uh, mixing up our ideas to uh, understand our whole vision of the project. Because if during this month I will think about the project only on my way, and in the end of the August I will come and share my way of thinking. So and it may not, you may not agree with me, but
Mm.
if
No, no,
if
yeah.
if we have uh you know I've forgotten this word, share, if we have this shared place to where we can put our
Mm.
ideas, we can see how we think about this and about this and about this, and we can imagine our, like, the whole way of imagining this project, how its project looks. What about this idea?
Yeah, sure. That was the goal. I'm doing it. I'll create a Google folder, share to anyone where we can have as many documents as needed. The first one will be I think the first one will be schedule, so anyone know what is going on. The second one will be game design, where everyone I'll put like game design ID and game design document. The game design ID is where everyone put their ID. I'll start to put what is already done, and the game design document is what we must finish at the end of the month and say, okay, this is the pitch of the game, and then
Okay.
like translate this in task in any field concerned.
Okay. It's difficult to figure out is it a bad idea or not. So let's see.
It's a good idea. There you go.
Okay. So right now I think we've done everything. We've done the starting point. So Simonis, will you create Google Desk and
Yeah.
this whole document things? Okay. So
I would appreciate if you're able to set up the same thing for art and audio for us, Sisimon.
Mhm.
yeah,
I'm creating the folder, and you'll just be able to create a project, like a new document as you want, like do whatever you want for the art, but just you can create a new one for the art or for anything you need.
okay.
Uh,
So I think we have done.
sure. Yeah,
Very good.
you can go there. It's okay, don't worry. Yeah. If
Uh,
you need to go.
It was good
mm,
talking to you, Mikhail.
sorry, come again.
It was good talking to you, Mikhail.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's really cool to hear you.
Oh, you know, I don't have such words to explain. I don't know my gratefulness. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
We thank you too.
Okay, anyway,
Have a
so
good evening.
thank you, you too. And I guess we will continue our discussion in the chat. Yep.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's important, so anyone like know
Okay,
what we're
cool.
doing and to give when like even if you write simple ID in the document, you can just put a little message saying, okay, I just gave some small IDs if some people wanna check, and that's all.
Okay.
So people know you did something, and they can see
Okay.
and sell, okay, I don't think it's a good idea, or oh, it can be really cool. Or...
Okay. So wish you good luck. See you.
Thanks, you too.
See you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
I'll probably go as well because I'm doing some cleaning. I'm moving into another apartment tomorrow, so I have to finish the cleaning this evening. I was too much taken in the meeting to be able to keep going.
So then I'll say goodbye to you too then. I don't think I have much else to say. It was really lovely talking to you, and I appreciate you and your work.
Thanks, you too. I think we can really do something cool and be proud of our creation. I hope.
We've definitely proved that we can through the game jams. It's just that we'll have the time to put in the work and refine everything we make.
Sure.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye. Have a good evening.